I'm Symphony Privet. Thank you for joining us here on Featured. We hope to inspire or simply make you smile with some uplifting stories across the country. A volunteer in Colorado has logged more than 500 hours of service at a senior living facility. Art Harris dedicates his free time to check in with residents who he now calls his friends. Amanda Gilbert tells us why the daily visits mean so much to him.
Morning routines often become second nature.
That's it.
Art Harris knows his so well, he can guide a news crew while doing it.
We're going to the left here.
The 85-year-old typically starts by checking in on his friends.
Hey, Steve. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
It's a daily essential.
How you feeling now? Pretty good?
Feel pretty good now.
Yeah.
But Art doesn't just say hi. He shows up for his friends every day.
Hi, Art.
Here I am again, buddy.
Yeah.
I told you I'd see you.
Many of them are veterans.
How are you this morning? Yet still feeling better?
Yeah.
Being a Korean and Vietnam vet, Art understands.
Makes my heart feel good.
Just because this is routine doesn't mean it's not special.
I'll see you later, bud.
Okay.
These guys mean a lot to Art.
Good to see you.
Go ahead.
Before these vets,
Good to talk to somebody who's been in the Army.
there was Jeanette.
Here's some of the other pictures that you might want to look at. Yeah, 53. Oh, wait a minute. I go this way. 74.
Art first came to Loveland Village every day to visit his wife.
And this was our 50th anniversary. And we were married for 64 years.
Oh, she's so beautiful, Art.
Yeah.
Aaron Andrews gladly looks over pictures with Art. The activities director met Art before his wife passed 2 years ago.
And that's Jeanette at Christmas time.
Art kept returning.
He was still coming on in, bringing in the flowers, saying hello.
So Aaron put him to work.
About a year ago, huh?
Just about.
He's just a unicorn. Yeah, we just love him.
Hi, hon.
Now Art helps people get around. He mans the front desk. He's the cafeteria hype man.
What do you say we wrap up? We'll go to lunch now. Let's see what we're going to do now.
But his favorite day-to-day duty is what he calls visiting the troops.
Every veteran has a different story.
Definitely. They all do.
Art listens to every story.
Anybody else coming up this afternoon to see you?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Well, somebody cares for you. It's nice to know.
During these moments, Art remembers his wife.
Doing this, sometimes I think, well, you're here with me. I know you are because this is it right here.
Coming back brings Jeanette back.
You ever get a feeling knowing someone is watching you? That's what happens when I feel that. I know that she's by.
Routine helps Art keep his love close, and the people around him feel it too.
I'm glad I could do this.
I'm glad you appreciate that, what I'm doing for you.
I really appreciate it a lot.
And you're a good friend right here.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Oh, wow. A simple check-in can make all the difference, whether it's a phone call or in person. That was Amanda Gilbert reporting. Now, a school resource officer in Idaho is thinking outside of the box to bridge the gap between students and law enforcement officers. Maggie O'Mara shows us how the community stepped in to make his sweet idea possible.
It's not something you usually see at school.
It's donut day. It is donut day.
A donut shop.
I've been really big on wanting to build culture within the school and break the barriers between law enforcement and students and some of the parents. God, kids love donuts and cops love donuts, and so we came up with this donut shop idea.
And you have your own little actual shop.
Yep, got an own little,
Did you
own little
build
shop. So this was donated from the sheriff's office. What's up, guys?
Deputy Dar is the school resource officer at Valley View Middle. What has the response been to Deputy Dar's donut shop?
Oh, it's been awesome. Going with the Maple Bar, I did not expect it to be as big as it is now. The kids love it. They ask all the time, when's the next donut shop? And 2 chocolate. They want to do it every week. We do it once a month. We have a different sponsor every month. A ton of support from the parents and the community and the staff.
$2. There you go. Have a great day.
And we get other officers out to come help hand out the donuts, and it's just a really good community experience.
4 glazed. We had to ask, what's Deputy Dar's favorite donut?
I would say probably the bacon maple bar.
From the looks of it, everyone seems to love Donut Shop Day.
Let's do 5 maple.
I think it's fun, and I get to meet new people, and every donut is delicious and everything, and we sell out really fast.
5 donuts.
5 donuts?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll take one of those.
The money raised goes to a great cause.
One of the chocolate maple bars.
Okay. So it goes to the Valley View Middle School SRO Goodwill Fund. Anything that comes up with school safety or things to do with the kids, that's where all the funds go towards.
You could say Deputy Dar is a pretty popular guy around here.
I think he's a nice guy. He's really kind. He's funny. He's bonding with the students because he's meeting new people, talking to them. He helps, and he's trustworthy to other kids and grown-ups.
You gonna get a bacon maple? Yes.
Dar says being an SRO is his dream job.
No fritters today. I love everything about it. It's being able to hang out with the kids and sometimes you're the father figure, you're the law enforcement example, you're a friend, you're a mentor, you're a counselor, you're everything. I mean, I remember my school resource officers from when I was in school with different things they did, and I'd like to be that person for them. Fruity Pebbles? All right.
The principal is one of his biggest fans.
He has gone above and beyond. I mean, the donut shop, he does challenge coins to recognize kids, not about their academics, about their character, their behavior. And as a result, they feel very comfortable coming to him. For me personally, I want to see a reconnection for law enforcement and our community.
Do you want a sticker too?
That's exactly what this SRO is working toward.
Will this continue next year?
Absolutely. Yes. Yep, it'll continue next year. I don't think I have a choice right now. The kids almost expect it, and I love doing it, and it's a great time. Do you want a sticker for $1?
Sure.
All right. Take your $1 back. There you go, dude.
Deputy Dar is definitely loved for his donuts, but most of all,
it's your dad's birthday today.
He's loved for his big heart.
And that was Maggie O'Mara reporting. Now, it's one thing to say every student matters, but one teacher in California is putting those words into action. Jeff Zevely shares how she is creating a space of unity so all students can feel included.
Morning, everybody. How we doing?
Mrs. Darcy Davies looks into the faces of her students and sees herself.
I graduated from Bonita Vista High School, 1993.
So this is your high school?
This is my high school.
This is your home?
This is my home.
And these are your friends?
Yeah.
When Mrs. Davies attended Bonita Vista High in the 90s, she hung out with students with special needs and loved it so much.
Wow, you guys are really getting this one. I love it.
She made a career out of it.
I love the return, the feedback, the love from the kids. It just feels so good. All right, teacher of the day today is Isaiah.
Mrs. Davies brings her classroom to life by empowering her kids.
Mrs. Davies made you the teacher of the day.
Yeah.
Does that feel special?
Yeah.
Ask any one of her students, and they'll tell you.
She's like a mother to you. How does Mrs. Davies make you feel?
Proud. She's amazing.
Principal Lee Romero points to Mrs. Davies' undying support of the Barron Buddies program.
So it's one community at Bonita Vista High School. Everybody is together. We're one Bonita, and
good job, Dustin.
It starts with teachers like Miss Davies, who's created that atmosphere, that community here.
With the Barron Buddies, there's no distinction at school events between general and special education students.
And we fundraise. We have to fundraise all the time for this stuff.
This is Mrs. Davies cooking tacos.
Easter egg hunt 2023.
To raise money for Easter egg hunts, trips to Knott's Berry Farm, and so much more.
What was your favorite place that Mrs. Davies took you?
Homecoming.
That dance was unforgettable for Damien Agudo.
Yeah, and I met a girl there.
Sometimes a high school campus is divided into two camps of us and them, but not here.
There's kids on campus. Say hi to all these kids. They're all friends. It has created this community here, and it just keeps getting better and better as office.
Mrs. Davies says when you inspire a culture of one student body,
it makes me feel proud to be at this school.
Sit back and watch the confetti fly.
It is the Barron way.
Thanks, Eli.
I was a Barron, and now it's even more so.
Oh, I love you guys.
In the Zevely Zone, Jeff Zevely.
We have more for you ahead on Featured. Here's a look at what's coming up. This sister act was viewed by millions on social media. Stick around to find out what the nun had to say about her viral performance, plus a crown of inspiration, how Miss Wheelchair Ohio is living out her wildest dreams and encouraging other folks to do the same. And we go beyond the basketball court. You know, fans typically look up to their favorite NBA player, but for a 6-year-old in Minnesota, it just might be the other way around. We'll explain why after the break. Welcome back. Art is for everyone. That is the mantra for the newly crowned Miss Ohio. Candace Hare tells us how she is dancing with purpose to inspire others to live life to the fullest.
Disbelief, tears, joy. The moment Alexandra Martinez was crowned Miss Wheelchair Ohio.
I was very surprised. I kept asking if it was a prank. when they crowned me, I was like, is this real? Like, what is this? Hello? But yeah, I'm so glad. I feel blessed, honestly.
Born with spina bifida, Alexandra found her freedom through dance. 5 years old, that's when it started. Now she choreographs, teaches, and inspires thousands online.
I love when people comment on my Instagram being like, oh, I see this, so now I know I can do it. And it really gives me a lot of encouragement to keep going.
Her platform? A simple but powerful belief. Art is for everyone, especially those who are often left out of the spotlight.
It's helped me get past my anxiety and my depression, and it's really helped me. Dance has essentially saved my life, so that's why that platform is so important to me.
These days, she shines on stage with the Cleveland Dance Project, and to those who know her, that crown, no surprise at all.
She is all joy, all kindness. So I know she said that she was like so surprised to be Miss Wheelchair Ohio, but I wasn't surprised at all when I heard. It seems very, it seems natural, you know.
Miss Wheelchair Ohio isn't about appearance, it's about purpose, character, courage, change.
It just lifts up women in wheelchairs, and it's so important to show that we're contributing members of society and show that we have a love for living life and being great.
But for Alexandra, this title is more than a crown. It's what she never had growing up. Representation. Now, she's that role model. Proof that little girls in wheelchairs can dream big and dance even bigger.
I want to show little kids that they can, grow up to be whatever they want to be. If they have a dream of being a dancer, being a doctor, being an actress, anything, they can, they can have their dreams, and they can, they can go after anything they want to.
That was Candace Hare reporting. Alexandra Martinez is heading to the national stage next, where she will represent Ohio at Miss Wheelchair America. Good luck to her. Hopefully she gets that title. Alrighty, over to the hardwood now. Now, in the world of pro basketball, luck shows up in unexpected ways. For a Minnesota Timberwolves player, it came in the form of an orange bracelet. Fans have noticed Anthony Edwards doesn't take off that bracelet. It's a promise he made to a 6-year-old boy. Morgan Wolf has the story.
Like most 6-year-olds, Luca Wright loves basketball. It's brought him joy, even on the darkest days.
What were you in the hospital for?
But unlike most 6-year-olds,
I was sick.
Luca is fighting for his life.
They told me over the phone, they're like, his labs are a little bit concerning. There's a chance that he could have leukemia. And at that point, I was just like, Like, what are you talking? Like, there's no way.
The Michigan family was growing. Mom Lacey was pregnant with their third child, now having to drive her firstborn to weekly cancer treatments.
He had lost all his hair. He was weak. He was immunocompromised. We couldn't see people. We couldn't do anything. He didn't want to do anything. He felt terrible.
I was diagnosed with cancer when I was 5.
That's why 5 is Luca's favorite number, similar to his favorite basketball players.
You will be courtside.
In January, he was surprised by a content creator with tickets to the Wolves game in Detroit. The Wolves were struggling, even their star was Anthony Edwards. But then came a 6-year-old and his wristband.
How did it make you feel?
Happy.
You got something for me?
Luca met Ant and gave him the bracelet that says "Love like Luca," and it's a sunny day. Shortly afterwards, the Timberwolves started playing better.
Maybe it did impact them in a special way as well. Even in maybe the hardest or worst times, you know, there's still plenty of reason to be happy.
Luca then saw Ant at the All-Star weekend.
I wear the wristband, we both love number 5.
From a boy's courage to a team's comeback, sometimes the biggest inspiration comes from the smallest hands.
A reminder, we can do hard things, gotta keep going and try to be better.
Oh, I love that story. That was a great one from Morgan Wolf. All right, let's head to women's basketball now, where the Caitlin Clark effect isn't just changing the game, it is changing the business. Lisa Washington connects the dots from packed arenas to surging ticket prices.
Caitlin Clark is doing more than filling seats. She's fueling an economic boom for the WNBA. Let's connect the dots. According to a financial expert at Indiana University, Clark helped drive more than a quarter of all WNBA revenue last year. That includes ticket sales, merchandise, and TV ratings. Now that the WNBA season is longer and more popular, her total economic impact in 2025 could reach $1 billion. Everywhere the Indiana Fever go, ticket prices spike, up 140% when they play on the road. Clark's games are also drawing millions of viewers, topping some NBA preseason broadcasts. Her popularity helped boost merchandise sales by 500% and lifted attendance across the entire league. She's also helped quadruple the estimated value of the Fever franchise. Even tourism in Indianapolis is benefiting, with hotel bookings and web traffic rising on game weekends. Clark's influence is rewriting what's possible in women's sports, and experts say her impact is just getting started. And that's connecting the dots.
Alrighty, time for a quick break, but first let's check out what's ahead on Feature today. The scream heard all over the internet and the furry squatter that caused it. Plus, did you know the president has his own band? Well, we hear from a Marine who is tuning notes into the service. Alrighty, let's dive into what's trending on social media now. You know, moving into your dream home, it's supposed to be a big, exciting moment, but one couple in New England found out it can be scary too. Take a look at this. Okay, Will and Dory went viral when Will's dramatic scream became an internet sensation. So that was not Dory, that was Will screaming like that. The couple had just moved into their new place when their dogs noticed something was off, something was going on in the fireplace. Well, it turns out it was a squirrel. The furry visitor ran out the front door and went straight outside, but the saga didn't end there. That squirrel, it keeps coming back to their chimney, causing the couple to chase it out over and over again. Now, despite the rodent drama, they say they still have a deep appreciation for their home. The original video gained more than 2 million likes, with one user joking, "Tell Sandy to start paying rent." All right, if you're a big fan of SpongeBob, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this next one is for those who, you know, miss out on letting loose in the club with their friends because you're trying to be a responsible adult and take care of your business in the morning. Look at this. All right, this is the Early Bird Dance Club. It takes place from 6 to 10 p.m. Ooh, sign me up. Okay, this was founded by 2 high school friends who are also moms now. They wanted to create a space for adults to, you know, let their hair down, without losing a ton of sleep. The DJ plays 80s, 90s, and early 2000s music till the break of bedtime. Not dawn, bedtime. The party has been hosted in different cities, including New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Boston. I love that because I can't do it anymore. After years of working on mornings, I'm just not cut out for the late night club thing anymore. Let's head to church now for a minute. A pair of nuns in Brazil are reaching hearts around the world with a very special performance. Check this out.
Oh, oh, my son. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, 1, 2, step and go. Bam, wham, hit it. Okay. These nuns went viral for beatboxing on live TV. That's not something you see every day. The sisters made an appearance on a Catholic television program last week to speak about a vocational retreat. Now, the pair surprised viewers with that spontaneous performance. The nun beatboxing you see there, she says the whole thing was not planned, but she says her other sister just can't help herself from dancing. Look at her go. She's got that two-step going. She's warming up. She's like, I'm about to hit it. Here we go. Hips swaying. Got the arms going. She loves it, and I love the video just as much as everyone else. Okay, that is a wrap on Trending Now. Here's what we're checking out ahead on Featured. A woman found the love of her life in the man who stood her up. Now, how does that work? We'll tell you how the couple is now celebrating 71 years of marriage, and they share details on how their union lasted so long. Plus, a joyful noise, how harmonies are now becoming a lifeline for a group of singers in San Antonio. Here on Featured, I am Symphony Privet, and we are continuing to bring you some uplifting stories from across the country. First up, we are heading to Texas, where a choir in San Antonio is singing melodies of hope and resilience. But behind these uplifting songs lies a deeper story. Alicia Nieves shows us how, despite ongoing adversities, some are finding unexpected harmony.
Life on the streets of San Antonio.
Man, I've seen a lot of violence. I mean, I was part of that violence too.
Can be brutal and unforgiving.
People out here don't have much to do, and they turn to drugs.
My dad was a heroin addict, and he started me on heroin when I was about 4 years old.
Days are marked by hardship, isolation, and survival.
There was days where I had nothing to eat, and you're tempted to go into stores, you're tempted to go steal, you're tempted to do a lot of those things.
Yet within the heart of the city,
I'm glad you're here. Come on in.
A haven emerges. Inside the sacred walls of Travis Park United Methodist Church, for 1 hour a week, music becomes more than just a melody. It becomes a lifeline.
Whether it's drinking, substance abuse, whatever problem you may have, when they come here for that hour to 2 hours, they stop.
Every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, the Alamo City Street Choir rehearses.
We're all learning and tolerating each other while we make a joyful noise.
Above the hum of fans in the unair-conditioned space, the notes rise and the room transforms. Smiles break through the heat as harmonies intertwine.
If you encourage them and get them motivated, they'll put their all into it.
Most members of the choir are unhoused.
My friend of mine told me, don't call them homeless, they call them our guests.
They formed in 2019.
We started with a little small group, like 2 people, and then the next week was 1 person.
Through word of mouth, their modest ensemble blossomed.
So people started coming, they started enjoying.
Now, a much larger chorus gathers each week.
What makes you keep coming back?
Him.
All that practice has a purpose.
Welcome to the 2025 Love and Justice Banquet.
Culminating in frequent performances, gracing the public stage.
Here we go. So we sing together in a choir, and all of a sudden serotonin increases.
I could hear your prayers.
Singing a mix of gospel, R&B, even songs in Spanish. A group of people are discovering solace through the power of song.
Let's honor this work. Let's honor our time here. And let's give something back that really means something and can move someone.
In a world where their voices are often overlooked, the Alamo City Street Choir ensures they're heard loud and clear.
It's spreading a positive message, and if we can do that with our voices, it's going to heal. It's going to heal people and heal ourselves too.
That was Alicia Nieves reporting. A veteran gave up a high school keepsake for survival in World War II. Mike Bush shares how his alma mater is now honoring his sacrifice 80 years later.
At Alton Marquette High School, students are assembling to honor a sacrifice made long ago and discovering that even after 80 years, some debts of gratitude can still be repaid.
Oh, say, can you see?
The guest of honor, Robert Ryan, class of 1941.
So let us begin with a prayer.
Whose journey from these halls would take him to places these students can scarcely imagine.
Okay.
Even at 101 years old,
insurance policy.
Robert Ryan still reports to his downtown Alton law office each morning.
A 1099.
Having long since filed a motion to dismiss the very concept of retirement.
I hear that retirement isn't all that great. Who wants to look at television except for news?
Yes, except for news. But before legal briefs in courtrooms,
mutual fund report,
Ryan was fighting for our freedom high above Nazi Germany. He was a navigator on the B-17 bomber. On his fifth mission, his crew was in the crosshairs of German gunners below and fighter pilots above, and his luck ran out. Captured on German soil, Ryan would endure the remainder of the war as a prisoner, where hunger became a dangerous enemy. And one day, an opportunity for an unusual trade presented itself at the fence line.
There was a Russian there on the other side of the barbed wire, and he had a can of sardines, and I was hungry.
So Ryan traded his class ring for a tin of sardines, a moment when necessity outweighed nostalgia.
It wasn't doing me any good.
Some of the awards.
Now, decades later, the school decided history deserved a different ending.
So we are pleased to be able to give back to you today a new class ring from the class of 1941.
For the students, history stepped from the pages of a book into real life. And with characteristic wit, his assessment of the replacement compared to the original?
The original ring was worth a can of sardines. This one's probably worth more. Maybe 2 cans.
In this high school gymnasium, the circle is now complete.
May God bless each of you, On Explorers. Thank you.
Proof that a ring once traded for survival now holds its worth not in carats, but in character.
It was an honor, frankly, and I appreciated it very much.
That was Mike Bush reporting. A lifelong musician turned his childhood dream into a national service. Sydney Nauman explains how he went from Pennsylvania to the White House to lead the United States Marine Band.
The trumpet found its way into the hands of Stephen Williams the same way traditions are passed down through families, naturally and inevitably.
When you take the aptitude test in 4th grade, it was just kind of like, yeah, you passed, what do you want to play? And they're like, we're all trumpet players, like we have trumpets in the house, that's what you're going to do.
At just 8 years old, Williams was surrounded by musicians, serving in community bands and ensembles with his family while sitting next to legends.
My dad would talk about it, my grandfather would talk about it. He had former students that he had trained that were in the United States Marine Band.
Musicians who had marched before presidents and turned notes into national service.
Being able to sit in these ensembles with former Marine Band musicians, I knew from a very early age that I wanted to be in the Marines. And it wasn't long after that I was like, yeah, I need to get to D.C. I want to be in the President's Own. And if I could ever be the drum major, that would be a dream come true.
A dream he marched from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, all the way to Pennsylvania Avenue. After years of dedication, Williams is continuing his family's legacy of serving the community through song by serving as the 41st drum major of the President's Own United States Marine Corps Band.
You will assume the duties as the 41st drum major of the United States Marine Band.
And I was like, holy cow, are you serious? I mean, I was shocked, like I couldn't say anything.
From the White House lawn to the fields of Arlington National Cemetery, Williams now leads 160 world-class musicians in thousands of performances each year.
The sound that you're immediately hit with when you start conducting them is, I mean, it's awe-inspiring, and you lose your focus because you kind of get lost in the moment.
For the lifelong musician, the performances are about more than precision. They're about connection. The band may serve at the pleasure of the President and the Commandant of the Marine Corps, but the music has a way of extending that mission beyond official orders.
You really want to make it count, and you kind of want to get lost in the moment a little bit and just keep a little bit of that for yourself.
Connecting past to present, civilian to service member, and one heart to another.
That was Sydney Nauman reporting. Now, fun fact, the Marine Corps Band was given the nickname the President's Own, which is the oldest professional music organization in the country. Now, a teenager in Connecticut saw a problem in his community, so he decided to fix it. The soon-to-be Eagle Scout led a construction project to help rescue dogs enjoy nature safely. And as Bridget Burlow explains, the impact goes beyond a walk outdoors.
Hamden High School senior Zayed Alahi set his sights on becoming an Eagle Scout at the young age of 10. And now he's just weeks away from achieving that goal.
Not many scouts earn it. Only about 4% of all scouts earn the rank of Eagle Scout.
But soaring to these heights was no easy feat. It took 200 hours of planning and managing a community service project. First on the to-do list was finding a mission. Then in came Where the Love Is Animal Rescue.
I heard that they wanted a bridge, and so I realized that I could do something for this rescue. I had the perfect opportunity to do a project.
He led the construction of a wooden bridge over a stream where shelter dogs can roam safely. Zayed said the building itself took around a month to complete, but it was all well worth it.
Seeing the fact that the dogs now have a new opportunity to walk in nature, it was amazing. I can see this bridge and confidently tell myself that I led the planning of this, I led the construction of it, and now it's there, and I can see the impact it has every single day.
Finishing the job also prepared Zayed for the future.
One of the best parts about this project is beyond just teaching you how to be a leader, it kind of immersed me in engineering experience that no other people are going to be able to get.
That was Bridget Burlow reporting. Zayed plans to study mechanical engineering in college and perhaps even continue his community service as a scout leader in the future. Proud of that young man. Now check this out. An amusement ride has charmed families for more than 70 years in Arizona. It is the oldest continuously operated carousel in the state. Now, Crystal Long takes us there to see how the community is keeping the tradition going.
My grandparents actually were on this carousel, my parents were on this carousel, and the tradition continues with my kids. Brings back great memories while we're making new ones.
The Encanto Carousel's home was once known as Kittyland, and now Enchanted Island Amusement Park. In between, the merry-go-round went on a ride of its own.
When the park closed in 1989 around, it was sold off at auction. It was bought by a developer and was going to go to the west side of Phoenix when a group of patrons that loved riding the carousel got together. They proposed a bid to the guy that won the auction that if they raised enough money, could they buy it back from him. So they raised the money and they bought it from him, and so it never actually left.
What
makes this a treasure and a tradition in our community?
This is the only little beauty carousel, Allen Herschel Beauty, in Arizona. This carousel was built in 1948. During this period, they were half wood and half aluminum because all the aluminum was going towards the war effort.
Why are you passionate about preserving and protecting the Encanto Carousel?
I'm a real history nut, so I really like nostalgic theme parks, and getting the opportunity to care for one is just a great honor. We enjoy putting smiles on faces and seeing little kids take their first carousel ride or their first train ride or their first time at the amusement park, so we really enjoy it.
Go Cowboys! And everyone has a favorite horse.
And why this one?
Because it kind of reminds me of Batman.
That was Crystal Long reporting. Now, don't go too far. Here's a look at what we have up next.
I'll drive right by him just to come here, and I'll keep coming back as long as I drive.
Now, that is the kind of loyalty money can't buy. We meet the gas station manager who has been pumping up his community for more than 50 years. A Maryland gas station owner has been doing the same job for decades now, but he does more than just fill tanks. His customers say he is making a lasting impression on his entire community. Sean Martinelli shares his story.
Here in Thurmont, Maryland, it's fitting that on Church Street, we found the holy grail of gas.
Cheapest place in town, best people around.
Cash only since 1955. Not much has changed here at Direct to You Gas. Not the signs, not the pumps, not the pumper. Without Bernie Sweeney, this place would be on empty. Customers say he's a premium guy in this sometimes unleaded world.
You can't say enough about him. He's a really good guy.
He's a staple of Thurmont.
There you go, ma'am. Thank you.
You can say most anything to Bernie and you're going to get a reply.
Bernie's been pumping here since a gallon cost little more than a quarter.
And they hired me here in 1972.
What has this job meant to you?
Everything. It's just like my second home.
That means full service goes beyond filling the tank.
He goes out and helps a lot of people. They need a little help, like gas on time. Bernie's there.
It's Bernie's way of keeping customers up when times are down.
You know how some people is. It's pretty tight, pretty rough with some people right now, and I try to help them out if I can. And, you know, so I've had my down times too.
6 years after Bernie started working here, his 1-year-old son became sick.
I took him to a doctor here. They told us he had the flu.
It turned out to be a brain tumor.
And we lost him within a week then, so.
Customers were there for Bernie through that.
Is that close enough?
That's close.
Okay.
They were there 28 years later through the unexpected passing of his grandson. And that is why he will always be there for them.
I don't know how many people I've helped here over the years, but I know they know it.
Down the street, a shiny new gas station will soon come to Thurmont.
I've been here too long.
Bernie isn't worried, nor are his customers.
I'll drive right by him just to come here, and I'll keep coming back as long as I drive.
They'll come for the man who pumps their gas and fuels their community.
Ma'am, filled up right? Okay.
And that was Sean Martinelli reporting. You know, firefighters normally respond to emergencies, but check this out. A crew in Georgia is answering a different call. Faria Abrar takes us to a photo shoot that is fueling a greater cause.
Things are smoking in Macon-Bibb, but thankfully, the county's finest firefighters are ready to answer the call and strike a pose.
Yeah, support a good cause and keep track of your days.
With the Middle Georgia firefighter calendar returning after an 8-year hiatus.
The better the calendar, the more money they'll raise.
Supporting Atrium Health Navicent Beverly Knight Olson Children's Hospital, where firefighter Tammy Cravy's son was treated nearly a decade ago.
I'm getting chill bumps because it actually means a lot. My son was at the Children's Hospital for a long time.
time when he was from birth to almost 3 years old. So they've helped me and my family a lot. So
It's the collective mission fueling their fire.
I really just wanted to do the photography on it, and then I kind of got talked into it, and I want to do whatever I can to support the children.
Now, some hunks trying out, like Sean Williams, are rookies on the job.
Well, our recruit class started in February, and then they turned us loose last Friday, and then this is my third shift. I wasn't expecting to have to do some poses. Never really had to pose.
Others, like Jeremy Webb and Lance Harden, are seasoned smoke shows returning to strike the match.
Well, last time I tried out and I made it, so I guess I'm going to try to redeem my title as Mr. November.
Cut some carbs back and got a little bit more active. A couple more days of cardio. That didn't change a whole lot.
LaToya Sidney's returning with a spark, ready to turn the heat up again in the summer photo shoot for 2026.
When I did the calendar last time I got my hair flattened. It was really humid outside, so my hair started to draw up, and I told him to hurry up and take the picture. So to be honest, I might not get my hair flattened again this time, if I get in it.
But before you fall for your favorite firefighter, consider if the flare-up's worth ringing the alarm for.
If after they do the judging today, fire trucks are coming out by our place all the time, we're going to have a problem.
That was Faria Abra reporting. Now let's check out what's coming up next on Featured.
I was writing to 13 different women.
He was doing what? Writing to 13 different women. Well, in the end, there was only one left standing. The Texas couple shared their love story as they celebrate 7 decades of wedding bliss. Well, this one is quite a doozy. A couple is sharing their love story in Texas. The two exchanged letters through the mail for years, and then he stood her up. Well, Sean Giggy explains how a second chance led to 71 years of marriage.
I just knew he was the one.
At a memory care facility in Midlothian, we found a woman who never forgets.
He stood me up on the second date.
She gave the guy a second chance.
I still did.
Which turned out to be the greatest decision.
Hello, baby.
Albert and Kathleen Love have been married 71 years, a commitment they recently renewed.
I love you.
I love you too.
But Albert says before Kathleen was the one, she was just one of many.
I was writing to 13 different women.
In 1952, Albert was a young Marine serving in Korea. It was common to get mail from strangers.
We just corresponded. That's all it was to it.
But Albert says he got a lot of letters from one woman in particular, when suddenly the letters stopped.
She was going to get married.
She asked me if I would write to him. I said, yeah. I didn't know him.
Kathleen and Albert exchanged letters for a couple of years, until he came home and they finally met for the first time.
I said, hallelujah, praise the Lord, she's mine.
Albert's jubilation was short-lived after he failed to show up for that date.
He sure did. He stood me up.
He apologized, she forgave, and just 5 days after they met, they married.
He's my sweetheart. I couldn't do it without him.
To celebrate, a couple weeks ago on their anniversary, Albert and Kathleen renewed their vows.
I do.
I do.
This time around, their kids and grandkids got to witness, and what they saw is what they've always seen.
Thank you for marrying me.
A loving and faithful couple, and an example.
Thank you for marrying me.
In fact, Kathleen says ever since that second date, Albert has been pretty much perfect.
He hadn't stood me up but that one time, but I won't ever forget that.
71 years.
Just like an elephant, we don't ever forget.
And every day has been memorable. In Midlothian, I'm Sean Giggy.
I don't know, Miss Kathleen. He would have just had that one time. She's a better woman than me. That's it for Featured. Until next time, make it a great one.